All right, welcome back to the shop again. We are dreadfully so saying we're back in the mechanic side again. Looks like we've got an MS-251 come in, and it's telling me that runs but won't stay running. So I don't know. We're going to have to troubleshoot on this a little bit and see what's going on with it. I don't know. I've worked on a couple of these 251s. I don't really know what the difference is on the 250 versus the 251, but first thing I want to do, I set it on the bench on purpose this way. I'm going to check, make sure there's not water in the gas. That usually will be a good starting point. Just make sure they haven't got any water down in there, because that would definitely cause that. So we're going to go ahead and we'll get us our little tube here and see if we can suck some up in from the very bottom of the tank. And we'll pull it up. And it doesn't look bad right there. We're going to go ahead and spray it into there and just make sure it doesn't separate. It looks like good gas. Doesn't smell old. So I think we're probably all right with that. So probably the next thing I'm going to want to check is I'm going to maybe just see if she'll test fire up and see if I can get her to run at all. So I think that's what I'm going to start with first. See if I can duplicate the problem, and we'll know we got it fixed. So let me go ahead, and these Sthils, normally we can throw that all the way down on the choke, pull her a couple times, kick it back up to the half position, and she should fire right up. There's no primer bulbs on these, so it's pretty much just the way it is. So let me go ahead and see if we can give this a pull. She don't want to start that way, so we're going to have to take into it a little bit more. So let me go ahead and pull this apart, see if we can get into that carburetor, make sure we got good fuel lines, all that kind of thing, make sure the filter's clean. We'll start going through it. Okay, I've got the cover off of it. I looked it over. Don't really see anything bad. Kill switch is looking good. There's a little point there you'll watch if you push it all the way up. There's a little metal plate there that grounds that out. So you definitely don't want to get it on that. It don't look like that's a problem. Throttle linkage looks like everything's moving correctly. So it's not offering to fire. We're going to go ahead and pull the plug and make sure we're getting spark and see what she looks like in here. Make sure that's not the issue. It's not one of those. Let's go to well, it's definitely wet and kind of black burnt, so I think she looks like she's flooded even after just that little bit of pulling. So maybe we're getting a little bit too much in there. We'll go ahead and clean that plug up, and looks like it's got plenty of compression. We could throw a compression test on there, but it has all the feelings of it being good. So we'll go ahead. I'm going to run this over, wire brush it, clean it up, make sure she's dry, and we may try it again. Okay, we got the plug cleaned up. It's definitely got a lot of moisture in there. I'm just going to simply blow out the cylinder. And then we're going to go ahead and I've got a little tester that I can hook up, of course, if you've watched my videos, to test this plug. Also, you can while the plug's out. Don't touch the thing, but pull it over. Make sure your tip is sitting up against the metal. And pull it over, make sure you're getting a spark. That one is. So we know we got spark. We know we're getting some gas into it. Way more than we needed. So we're going to try to see if it's just flooding itself out. But we got to get it started, so we'll put the plug back in. I'm not going to choke it this time, and we'll see if we can get her to pop off maybe that way. Okay, let's pull her and go. Let's see, we want to go to the center position, not the full off. No gas. There we go. So we'll just try that one time. We're going to throw it. Okay, looks like we need a little adjustment on the carburetor, so we're going to go ahead and do that. It does fire, so let me do that real quick. Let me see what I need to do with it. Okay, that sounds pretty good. It really just adjusted the carburetor a little bit. She looks like she's running. A lot of times that'll happen when you're when it just sits around. I don't know when the last time they run this. Sometimes you just got to get her going. Most of the adjustments I made, I turned right back to almost where they were. Some I just had some gum built up in the carburetor. We're going to go ahead and put it back together, see if it'll fire on up again, and see if we need to do anything else with it. It seems to be running fine. So let's try it one more time, and after we give it a second of rest. Okay, we're going to go ahead and it's sat for a little while. We'll go ahead and kick it on. Let's give her a pull. Let's see if she'll start on up. Okay, I think that's got that one pretty good shape. I don't know, it probably won't hurt it any to have it run. I don't know the whole lot of history on it. That always helps if you take a piece of equipment down to the store to get it worked on, or whoever you're getting it to. Make sure you give them as much information as you can. When was the last time it was run? How fresh is the gas? You know, just what's going on when it stopped working. Was it in the middle of when you were doing something? If it hasn't been run for a year, then those diaphragms in the carburetor just really need to be looped, or you just move to get them freed back up again a lot of times. And the Sthils do real good with that. After you get them up and running a little bit, they run really good. But if they set for 6 months or so without being run, they're sticky. It takes a little bit to get them going. So that's really about the biggest thing I can say on this one. Other than that, Sthil. I like Sthil. I got a Sthil. It's a good little chainsaw. But that's really all it took. A little bit of carburetor adjustment to get the diaphragms freed up, I think, and then back to where they were almost. And it seems to run good. We went out to take it out and give it a quick cut on the tree, and everything seems to be good. So we'll take it back to them and turn this one on over. That's about it for this one. Comments are always welcome. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and you know, hit that little bell to remind you when my new ones come out, if you would. Thanks, and we'll talk to you on the next one.